The Battle of Blenheim, the pivotal moment of the War of Spanish Succession. Presentation overview, context and background. The War of the Spanish Succession and the formation of the alliance by Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands set the stage for the battle. Events of the battle. The battle plan, the attack and defense, and the turning points were key events of the battle. Aftermath and significance. The impact on the war, political and social consequences, and cultural significance of the battle are examined in this section. Context and background of the battle. War of the Spanish Succession. The War of the Spanish Succession was a conflict that lasted from 1701 to 1714 and involved most of the major European powers of the time. Alliance formation. The alliance formed by Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands aimed to prevent the union of France and Spain under a single monarch, which was seen as a threat to the balance of power in Europe. Duke of Marlborough. The Duke of Marlborough, a British general, played a pivotal role in the alliance military strategy, leading the combined forces to a series of victories against the French and Bavarian armies. The War of the Spanish Succession. Cause of war. The War of the Spanish Succession was started due to the death of King Charles II of Spain, who left no clear heir to the throne. This created a power vacuum that led to a conflict among European powers. Alliances and rivalries. The conflict was a complex web of alliances and rivalries among European powers, including France, Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands. This led to a prolonged and multifaceted conflict that had far-reaching consequences. The alliance of Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands. The War of the Spanish Succession. The War of the Spanish Succession was a conflict fought in Europe from 1701 to 1714, in which a coalition of European powers fought to prevent the union of France and Spain under a single monarch. The alliance of Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands. The alliance of Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands was a coalition formed in response to the threat posed by the union of France and Spain under a single monarch. It played a crucial role in the outcome of the War of the Spanish Succession. The Duke of Marlborough. The Duke of Marlborough was a brilliant military strategist who led the alliance of Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands and played a pivotal role in the alliance victories during the War of the Spanish Succession. The Duke of Marlborough, Commander-in-Chief. The Duke of Marlborough served as the Commander-in-Chief of the British forces during the War of the Spanish Succession and played a crucial role in the alliance's victories. Military genius. The Duke of Marlborough was known for his military genius and strategic vision, which were instrumental in the outcome of the Battle of Blenheim. The events of the battle plan. The Battle of Blenheim was a complex military engagement with intricate battle plans that involved the alliance's forces attacking the French and Bavarian armies in a carefully crafted strategy. Attack and defense strategies. The Battle of Blenheim had multiple attack and defense strategies that were implemented by both sides, incorporating cavalry, artillery, and infantry units. Turning point of the battle. The turning point of the Battle of Blenheim was when the Alliance's forces successfully broke through the French and Bavarian lines, leading to a decisive victory. The battle plan. Coordinated attack strategy. The Alliance battle plan was based on a carefully coordinated attack on the French and Bavarian armies with the objective of outflanking and defeating the enemy forces. Flanking maneuver. The Alliance battle plan involved a flanking maneuver which aimed to outflank and defeat the enemy forces. This move was decisive by the Duke of Marlborough and his Austrian counterpart, Prince Eugene of Savoy. The attack and defense. Alliance offensive strategy. The Alliance's offensive forces employed a multifaceted offense strategy, combining infantry and cavalry attacks with artillery support to weaken the French and Bavarian defenses. French and Bavarian defense strategy. The French and Bavarian armies employed a complex defensive strategy using trench networks, artillery emplacements, and fortifications to hold off the enemy forces for as long as possible. Superior tactics and determination. The alliance's troops were able to gain the upper hand by employing superior tactics and sheer determination, eventually breaking through the French and Bavarian defenses and securing a decisive victory. The turning point, the Battle of Blenheim. The Battle of Blenheim was a major battle fought during the War of the Spanish Succession. The turning point of the battle came when the Duke of Marlborough launched a surprise attack on the French and Bavarian forces. The Duke of Marlborough. The Duke of Marlborough was a British military commander who played a pivotal role in the victory of the Battle of Blenheim. His strategic genius and leadership helped turn the tide of the War of the Spanish Succession. The War of the Spanish Succession. The War of the Spanish Succession was a major European conflict fought between 1701 and 1714. The victory of the Battle of Blenheim was a major turning point in the war and a significant triumph for the British Empire and its allies. Aftermath and significance of the battle. Impact on War of the Spanish Succession. The Battle of Blenheim was a major turning point in the War of Spanish Succession as it marked the first major victory for the Grand Alliance and a significant setback for France and its allies. Political and social consequences. The Battle of Blenheim had major political and social consequences as it contributed to the rise of the British Empire and the decline of the French power in Europe, and paved the way for the Enlightenment and modern world. Cultural significance. The Battle of Blenheim has been immortalized in art, literature, and music, and is seen as a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and heroism, as well as a cautionary tale about the horrors and futility of war. Impact on the war. The Battle of Blenheim was a turning point in the War of the Spanish Succession, as it dealt a severe blow to the French and Bavarian armies and paved the way for further Allied victories. Political and social consequences. Strengthening the British Empire. The Battle of Blenheim helped to strengthen the position of the British Empire by increasing its influence and power in Europe and the world. Alliance between Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands. The Battle of Blenheim cemented the alliance between Britain, Austria, and the Netherlands, which helped to maintain the balance of power in Europe and contributed to the stability of the region. Development of military technologies and tactics. The Battle of Blenheim had important social consequences as it contributed to the development of new military technologies and tactics that were later used in other battles and wars. Cultural significance, influence on literature and art. The Battle of Blenheim has inspired numerous works of literature and art, from the Roman poets to the novels of Bernard Cromwell, cementing its place in cultural history. Cultural identity of the British Empire. The Battle of Blenheim played a significant role in shaping the cultural identity of the British Empire and its sense of national pride, highlighting the importance of military victory in the national consciousness. Conclusion. Military tactics and technology. The Battle of Blenheim had a significant impact on the development of military tactics and technology, specifically artillery and infantry movements, which influenced future conflicts. Political and social consequences. The Battle of Blenheim had political and social consequences, leading to the succession of the House of Hanover and strengthening the alliance between England and Austria. Cultural significance. The Battle of Blenheim is a fascinating and important event in the history of Europe, influencing literature and art, such as the famous poem by Robert Southey. Thank you.